Good to meet you. I'm glad to see a new face. Did you hear the news? The Temple of Osiris was attacked last night. Its walls and pillars toppled. To think that there are monsters as powerful as that. The priests say they know all sorts of magic. I'd like to see them use a spell to get rid of these monsters. You could say that as long as the city walls stand, we will get by. Yes, it is safe here in Fayum, but it's lifeless. It's a prison. It takes 10 armed men to reach Mênfis. Before the monsters came, caravans were always coming and going. Our market was filled with the noise and bustle of trading, haggling, and friendly banter. Now, all is quiet and dismal. Ah, I can remember those days, when the winds blew in off the desert, and in the market the smell of baked bread and roasted goat. Ah, I can remember those.
Once there were two lands, the kingdom of the Upper Nile and the kingdom of the Lower. It was at this time that Horus ruled the Upper Egypt, and the wicked Set ruled along the Lower Nile. When they made war and fought, Set gouged Horus in the eye, and Horus cut off half Set's virility. Horus emerged victorious, and he was called Horus the Great. Set was exiled to the desert. The desert was dry and infertile because of Set's wound, and still the light of the moon, which is Horus's left eye, is pale compared to the light of the sun, which is his right. Now the first pharaoh of the two kingdoms was called Menes. He was the human, and he represented Horus. That's, it's complicated here. Horus was the first, and among mortals, he was Menes. And it was he who first wore the two crowns together, the symbol of the pharaoh. Now the first pharaoh of the two kingdoms was called Menes.
Weapons, armor, potions, bows, and staves. What would be your choosing? Farewell.
It's true the caravans have stopped coming. A Doom Raider chieftain named Isnu leads his tribe against all who travel the desert roads. We used to have caravans deliver many goods. Now that they've stopped, we're short on everything. Everything but water. After the last caravan was attacked, I don't expect to see any more. Things are bad these days, no doubt about that. The Doom Raiders used to keep to themselves. Now they attack our caravans. The Doom Raiders used to keep to them.
Once I went into the desert. I wandered far, far into the desert. Suddenly, there were stairs in the sand. I went down, and there were chests and chests of treasure. I couldn't believe my eyes. I reached for the treasure, and suddenly beasts charged at me from the shadows. I got out of there and fast. I'd take my hide over some gold and jewels any day. I'd take my hide over some gold and...
My plans don't involve going back out into that desert. Not after my caravan was attacked. I lost everything. I was bound this way with a full caravan when Doom Raiders attacked. I managed to get away, but they got everything else. Gold, weapons, and supplies. I was ambushed along the road. Of course, they probably dragged the caravan to some cave or camp. I'm staying here. No more traveling life for me as long as the monsters are out there. It's safe enough here. Plenty of water, no monsters. Why leave? No, I don't want my goods back. I want to forget about the whole affair. Forget the caravan. What I want is revenge on those monsters. Forget the caravan.
Greetings, traveler! We haven't seen many new faces here lately. I don't know about any ancient artifacts. The only ancient thing around here is the desert. There's the Temple of Osiris, just outside the walls here. Be warned, it was attacked last night by monsters. No, now hold a minute. I have heard of another temple, ancient from the days of the first pharaohs. It was built into a cliff far off in the desert. But it is only a legend. No one has seen it. It might not exist. That old temple, I'm sure it is just a rumor, a myth. But if it did exist, it must be far off, deep in the desert. I heard the Temple of Osiris was attacked, but I did not see it with my own eyes. Fayum, a great oasis. Around it gather people, merchants, camels, then shops, walls, caravans. Out here in the desert, water is life. Water is gold. I do not know how much damage the monsters did to the Temple of Osiris, but you'll find it just outside the town. No one knows where to find this fabled desert temple, or even what it was called, if it exists. I do not know how much damage the monsters did to the Temple of Osiris, but you'll find it just outside the town. No one knows where to find this fabled desert temple, or even what it was called, if it exists.
You're the one from Greece, aren't you? The one who killed the Telkin. Would you believe it? A Telkin was here. A Telkin did this. Just yesterday, these pillars were standing and whole. I have guarded this Promethean temple from thieves and desert beasts, but I was powerless against the Telkin. In truth, I was lucky to escape alive. I have not heard of this Eye of Chaos. You might try asking around in Fayum. The Prometheans kept many ancient and precious artifacts here, but none were called the Eye of Chaos. I heard that the Telkin struck the temple of Ptah near Seios as well. Both were guarded by the Order of Prometheus. Whether the Telkin was taking revenge on the Order of Prometheus or searching for something, I cannot say. He destroyed much, as you can see. Went through the whole temple, then left. Good luck on your quest. I am afraid to learn what dark business this Telkin has in Egypt. Good luck on your quest.
What pleases the noble traveler? Goodbye.
I can hold that for you. Good day, then.